The Department of Home Affairs trying to lobby and include experts to assist the Border Management Authority. It's to implement technology-supported programs, bring some tech in to try and deal with problems at Beitbridge and also some of the other big border posts in South Africa.
Now, Gareth, this comes as government is waging a war against illegal immigrants who are entering the country. Now, Zimbabwe accounts for the majority of the foreigners who are currently living in South Africa. And with that country's dire economic prospects, this number does continue to rise, and the political instability there does exacerbate the situation. Let's touch base now with our eNCA reporter Pule Letshwiti-Jones, who is following that story for us, and he is at the border. Pule, what is it looking like? I mean, we've been focusing on the border for the past couple of days, and consistently we're seeing long lines, we are seeing delays, and oftentimes seeing a lack of adequate security. What are you seeing on the ground this morning?
Well, it's still a bit quiet here, and of course, just before I let you go, I will show you the visuals around here. But what I can tell you right now is that the border here remains porous and ineffective. As far as we understand, the Department of Public Works had made some commitments in April to say that looking into their infrastructure development plan, they would be targeting some of the infrastructures which are key points of the country which have decayed, the Beitbridge border being one of them as well. But to date, we're still seeing some of the negatives it has on locals who are working around here and who really are grinding on a daily basis to try and feed their family. The issue of undocumented foreign nationals entering the country is still quite problematic, but also it's coming with its own challenges, which has a burden on some of the systems in South Africa, such as crime, such as the transportation of illicit tobacco, such as human trafficking, such as cars being taken over the border as well. And these are some of the things that have been highlighted extensively by the South African Police Services and, of course, the Department of Home Affairs. But just to get a sense of what really happens here, I'm joined by Ndo KK from the Patrol Taxi Association. Ndo, thank you very much for chatting to me this morning. Maybe if you can just explain to us, how are you challenged here? Because I see you guys are patrolling, you have also taxi businesses you're running here. How is it affecting you guys with some people coming here who are undocumented?
Thank you for the opportunity. We'd like to emphasize that whatever situation which we are facing here, the influx of illegal immigration, the influx of illegal operations, the influx of crime committed by unknown people, so it's very much challenging. And then even our law enforcement itself, they are very much relaxed on the sense of they are not even willing to prevent the crisis which we are facing around the border itself. So if you can look from here to the border, from the border to Messina, it's about 12 to 15 kilometers. And then the law enforcement which we're having about 5 departments. So all of them, they are failing to control the distance itself. Just 15-kilometer distance, they are failing to subside the crime, subside the illegal operation, subside the influx of incoming. So we really think that if we can have another people from another department which can come and reduce the whatever we are facing here, because what we are facing here is no longer normal. Because if you can see the number of law enforcement around this 15-kilometer distance, they are very too much than the people which we are going to get from here to Polokwane. You cannot just get I don't know how many, because we have 4 departments of public transport, excluding police itself. We have immigration, we have border guard, but if you can see the movement itself, it's very much shocking. So it seems like Messina is an isolated island. It has its own rules. Nobody cares about whatever which is happening here. So we really think maybe if you can deploy another people, then you just take the which are here, because they are used to the population, they are used to elitics which are happening. So just replace them, then bring another ones. Maybe it will be much better.
You're patrolling here as well sometimes. What are some of the things you witness when you're patrolling here? What are some of the things you're doing to fight the crime in this particular area?
No, mostly like last year we encountered some boys with the illegal firearms, but The very much shocking thing in there is that whenever you go to pursue the outcomes, you get him arrested today, tomorrow is out. You go there and you want to find out what's really happened, what's going on with the case. You find there's nothing which is going on. So we really think that in the line of crime itself, we are still far behind than to overcome it. So it's not easy.
Are you giving up the fight against crime? Has it become a problem that you sometimes feel like giving up?
No, it's just that if you are fighting alone, you cannot do it. And then if you really expect police to intervene, then they relax. So you have to notice that you are alone on that fight. So if it was somebody who was backupping, maybe we were going to continue and do it. But if we do it alone on our side, so it becomes useless.
You know, you're the eyes and ears here. There are often allegations about police officials taking bribes and everything to allow people to come in. Have you heard of that? Have you seen that as well here?
You cannot just, on that one, you see we are here, we're on a public space. Even themselves, they cannot commit such thing here. It's just a rumor. When you hear it, it's just how we hear it. We don't see it. So you cannot just say it's happening if you're not seeing it. It's just a rumor which we heard. So I cannot even confirm that it's really true that it's happening.
The number of, or the influx of undocumented foreign nationals will come in. How is it affecting locals or community members around you?
Very, very, very much. Even right here, if you can look around, there are a lot of cars which are operating here. Let's say 80% of them, they are illegal foreigners which are driving. So it's too much.
Thank you very much. Of course, that's Ndo KK. I'm just going to show you on screen here. As you can see, there's some of the business operations taking place here. It is seemingly quiet. We're not seeing a long or sleek queue of trucks and cars that are going into the border. However, what I can tell you, what like Ndo was saying, it is really a concern here. They've tried to raise some of these challenges with law enforcement. They say that they would sometimes perform what you call citizen arrest, but some of these processes are never taken into consideration or do not yield any results whatsoever. But also, I just want us to take a listen to a local councillor who we spoke to, who says that really the crime in this area has become quite a problem. They've tried to fight the crime, but there's nothing they can do with the high number of undocumented foreign nationals who are coming in, and some of which are committing crimes and may never be arrested as a result of not being registered or not having the correct documentation in line with the Department of Home Affairs. Let's take a listen.
There are issues that are really a concern. Number one, there are car hijacking which are going through the porous borders, and there are also tobacco smuggling. You know, there are a lot of criminalities. There are some of the farmers that were robbed in their farms. You know, one of the farm that we know, it's in the Kudu land, and he was very, very, very robbed there, and his wife was still in the critical condition, you know. And for us as the Democratic Alliance, when we see that, we are saying they need to be thoroughly controlled in the borders, and they must also, people when they come in, we are not saying they must not come. We don't fight against foreigners. Foreigners must come, but what we are saying they must be documented, so that if they do crimes, it's easy to arrest them.
All right, Pule Letshwiti-Jones, thanks very much for giving us the update on what it's looking like up at the borders. So on the ground at the borders, as well as the porous borders that we are focusing on probably for most of this week as well. We had the Home Affairs Minister talking to us yesterday about it as well. They are trying to put changes in place to try and stem the illegal immigrants coming into South Africa.